Okay, he's in. These guys are aware. They figured it out. Okay, they go to the stairs. Breeders are in place. They're both aware. Here goes the boar. Boar dies, feeds the wolves. So it's the smoke that kills the boar, but only when they fall into that pit there. And the wolves are fed and starting to breed straight away. I used a 1-star boar, so they get plenty of food because it's not going to come down that often with just two breeders. When the wolf pup comes out, same deal as upstairs. It'll run around, it'll fall off this edge into the pit, which I would normally have free range, but I've fenced it in so we don't flood the server. You can free range them from here. They just go out and become your tamed army of wolves. I guess you could auto cull them if you want. Be up to wolf meat, but that's the basics of it in action. Notice that the boar, every now and then, they'll do a area check where they just go up and might eat something if they're hungry, or just walk to a different spot, but they reacquire the grey dwarf and go back to stand above it. It's always good for breeding. Piggies run out. They like to fall off the edge here in this corner down below. Then they're away from the breeders and the food. You could make this taller, but I haven't really found it necessary to have a huge gap here. You'll have piggies running around. They become adults, and as you saw, they cull themselves. So you're not trying to create piles of leather, or although you will get it for sure. We're just trying to feed the wolves. Making use of the landscape as well to make sure that the loot slides down. And boar meat is more likely to slide down here than the leather is. There goes the pup. Pup is frightened, wolves are not. The wolves will only change to frightened status and attack if they can at least see the grey dwarf, whereas pups don't care. They just know it's there. They go straight to frightened. And they can push the breeders around, that's fine. They end up going back to their spot no matter what. And eventually the wolf cub drops off this edge. If you pull it away from this, if it's in your base, while the wolf cub's still here, and you come back a few days later, Yep, it's going to popcorn into an adult and join the breeders. So that's partly why I really only have 2, because you can end up with 3 or 4. It's up to you if you want to come and push them down or cull them. You don't have to feed them. It'll all run off carrots or whatever you're feeding your boar. And you can farm carrots, but you can't plant meat for your wolves. This piggy didn't take long to fall down here. And the fires I have underneath, it can run on 1, but I've got 2, so if one of them runs out it will still work, but 2 is quite efficient. The amount of smoke they create is funneled into the middle here. You can see that bar is where the ball falls down. Once it dies, the body drops down before the loot comes out. So I've not seen it stay here and then drop loot. It's not really enough for it to stand on or stay on when it's ragdolling. So it always drops in. Should something happen to your Greydwarf, really you just capture one in the wild over here, push it up the stairs, push it into this box. Almost. There we go. So it takes a little while for them to become adults. That's why I kind of left it like this last time I was here. I came back and they were adults ready to go. And as long as there's more than one, they get pushed into the smoke pit here. You never have to worry about smoking out Greydwarfs because they don't care about smoke at all. And the wolves are never trying to climb up this slope to get to the Greydwarf above because they have one below them. That keeps them in the middle here where I want them. Instead of on this edge piling up as they would be if there was only one Greydwarf. So there you go. The basic version. Obviously you can enclose everything here. It's only open like this that we can fly around and look at it. So if you've ever thought that you can't have mobs near your breeders, you can and probably should, because this is a lot easier. This is how I control my mobs. my tame mobs. You just need to stick to the rules. Alert is fine for breeders. Breeders must not be able to see your Greydwarf because potentially they will be frightened and then they will stop breeding. Don't have to worry about piggies, they're just frightened by proximity. On this level, the adult boar need to be able to see the Greydwarf, ideally, because that's what really drives them up here. Just being aware of it would also work, but it gives them another reason, or even more reason, to come here and try and get as close to it as they can and end up pushing each other into the pit. There you go. Notice no special placement of food. They're not trying to reach through a wall to eat. Ideally, you would enclose it so there's no distractions and there's attacks. Certain types of attacks. You don't want your breeders getting killed. So you can protect them with a fully enclosed top. If there was a raid right now, even if things can't get to them, it still distracts them and messes it up. All the basic pieces are here. I'm going to blueprint this as it is, and then you can find your own slopey bit of hill, raise up some sides, and you can see from inside the hill basically guidelines for where you would want the earth to be. This bit of roof here gives you an idea of the angle of the ground that's needed. But mostly it was the existing slope that I used. Kind of matches this angle actually. So the blueprint for this will be available on the Valheimians Discord. Reach out to me, I'll probably put the details in a video. You can then place it. You want Plan Build or Infinity Hammer to place a blueprint, and then you can use it either as a reference to build your own or a starter and finish it off yourself. Construction is wood on purpose, just to make it basic and early access, I guess, in your playthrough. Wood and a fire. No other requirements. Too easy. If you've got any questions about it, if you're trying to do it and you need a bit of help, let me know. Because there are little tweaks. I spent a few hours on making sure everything's just right. Proximity, viewpoints. It's all figured out in this design, so if you're having a go and doing your own, I recommend using the blueprint, even if you're doing vanilla. Like, just using blueprints won't change anything in your game. This is all vanilla compatible, so you just place it and you're set. But otherwise, if you have problems, yeah, send me a message or in the comments on YouTube. Happy to help. That's it for this one. Hope you like it. See you next time.